All right, here it is. This is another barefoot meandering with your buddy Steve-O. So check it out, guys. I got a question. I mean, seriously, I'm hiking around, loving life, living an adventure, and I really would love to, have you join me, right? And so I'm wondering, how do I reach you? I know that there's dreams, there's big dreams that you have on your heart. And I know that you can do them. I know that you can. And deep down, you know you can too. But there is something that keeps us, right? And it's this really subtle thing too, because it's what it comes down to is a fully committed decision. Anything less than that, and we are literally consciously choosing where we are going to sacrifice the very best that we could achieve. Because we're saying, I'm going to do it in a lower degree, unless we say, I'm going to go all in and do it full out, 100%. Burn your boats and you better win this thing or you're dead kind of idea, right? Once that happens, magic is catalyzed. Boom! Explosions take place and the life of your dreams, boom, lays beyond that ridge right there. It's right there. It's right there. And it requires not much. Probably simplest formula you ever thought of in your life. Really dig down deep. Identify what you want to do with your heart and your life. What thrills your soul. What would bring you joy and ecstasy. It would thrill your heart with love, vitality, enthusiasm, empowerment, encouraging people with every breath, knowing that it's all a miracle. What would catalyze that? Because here's the deal. Whether it looks like this or not is irrelevant. Your dreams are valid. You're worthy to pursue them, and you should go for it. You know why? Because you can do it, is the thing, right? There's this tug of war between the heart and the heart. For a long time in our lives, it was leading us and guiding us, and we were loving it, right? Doing all the fun stuff that we did. And then one day came, whenever that was for all of us, at different ages, right? But we decided maybe that guy knows more than you, heart. And the heart's like, hey, but wait, I'm telling you, right here, you don't have to take that route all the way out there through the desert to get over here to where you want to be. You don't have to do that. You can just get straight there, bam, right now. Just follow me, follow your heart. And you're like, yeah, dude, well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like that guy might have it wired, or these people, or maybe the construct, or whatever it is. And we get led astray, and we just start following. And then what happens comes after we done got the good grades, so we could get the good job, so we could get the good 401k package and Benny perks and all this stuff, and the white picket fence and the doodads and trinkets and the doohickeys and all the different stuff, and the security blanket and the RV and the boat and the whatever else, a gold watch on retirement and all these things, the pension and so forth. What did we trade for it? What did we trade for that stuff? See, there's a transaction taking place every moment, every day. And your life depends upon the transactions of how you spend your time and what you pay your attention to. Every day it compounds on itself. And you get this miracle, this magic of compound interest in your own life. That the decisions of today may be trifling in comparison. But at a certain point, you'll arrive where your perpetual thought has been thinking, right? So today's the day that you get to decide that it changes and begin to live a life that you truly are thrilled to live. And, plenty of people tell me that, yeah, that sounds great for you, dude. That was just your circumstances. You had this thing going for you or that. that is not at all even the point. The point is that you live your own personal legend, and the doing of it is when you get there. But in the standing of the sidelines of it, and like watching where other people fail and seeing where that might be difficult and not really being willing to get out there and try like essentially what it turns out to be at the end of the day is we close ourselves off because we don't want to get hurt no more. We don't want to get hurt. So we're like, man, Hart, you were telling me to go this way, and I tried to protect you because, these guys were saying that you were wrong, and I didn't want you to get hurt, so I went that way. And the Hart's sitting there like, no, I'm telling you, we got to get out there, and we gotta go through the valleys, and we got to climb those mountains. How are you going to see the vista if you don't climb up the mountain, man? You got to go through the challenges. They're just opportunities. That's it. And you sit there with the Hart, and the Hart's like, you didn't need to protect me. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to protect you, because you know what we do? We take and we try and close off and so that we protect our heart because we don't want to get hurt. But in the doing of that, in the building of these walls to keep the heart protected, we endure the most painful of all betrayals. And it's a betrayal to our own selves because we shut ourselves off from love. And love is the pinnacle of the human experience. In an effort to keep ourselves safe, we deliver to ourselves the most devastating of blows. And that is not to pursue our dreams. See, and they make it so tough for us to recognize this because they almost make it a badge of honor to give up on your dreams, right? Well, he's just a responsible fellow, just responsible and just doing. I did this. This was me I'm describing, not anybody else. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm saying that I was convinced that the responsibility that I had to my family was to literally give up, sacrifice my dreams, and drudge on. Just drudge on every day. Just keep on, just doing suppressing the heart, not doing anything that I truly cared about, that I had vision for, love or vitality, enthusiasm, joy. For me, it happened to be a cubicle, telemarketing. Oh, man. But it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that I was convinced. That suppressing my heart was the way. That was the best that I could hope for. And that somehow, some way, through this curvy, convoluted, confusing mess that made no sense at all, where you just like kind of run through the treadmill and you never get off, and there's never a point that's like you actually achieve this thing called success or whatever, you know what I mean? What is that, a dollar amount? Like this arbitrary mark that keeps rising or whatever? Like, what is it? What is it? What, is it a certain weight? Is it like, what is it? Your heart, see, your heart. Not my journey or story or my passion or heart, yours. See, yours is important, right? And of course, if it aligns, and I'm sure that it does if you're even listening to me, then I'd love to chat and learn about your dreams and see how we can, help rocket launch those suckers, 10x them in 10 minutes, right? Because here's the hard truth. If you make a decision, anything less than fully committed, burn the boats, do or die, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to do the hard, crazy, like unbelievable stuff that is attached to a lot of fear, and I'm just going to bust through all that, and I'm going to do it fast and quick and rip the Band-Aid off and go for it. The only other option is to consciously, literally of our own volition, decide, almost as if on a ledger, what am I willing to sacrifice for this, the best that I can be, my greatness, what I care about, what I'm passionate about, what thrills my soul. These things. This is the greatest responsibility we have for showcasing to our children that we will give up on our dreams in order to satisfy the status quo, or whatever the construct may be, anything less than full pursuit, going after what it is that you're passionate about, what you love. We're teaching them to do the same. We're teaching them to give up before they started. Kind of like I did, but yeah, we all have a different story there. And that's also largely irrelevant. The story is not the thing. The thing, the core of this, the crux, the reason this matters to you is because you are your own legend. Be your own legend. Live your own adventure. Create your own wild journey. I'd love to have a little cameo in there. It'd be so radical. But guess what, man? This is your journey. You roll it. You rock it. Man, if you like to dance and if you jump up and dance, like dance by yourself in the rain, doesn't matter what people think, you know? It is not the critic that counts. It's not these people that sit on the sidelines in the bleachers looking down on the field going, look at what that guy did. He sucks. And they're sitting there their whole lives on the bleachers, in the grandstands, either applauding or ridiculing those in the arena, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether they were cheerleaders or hecklers. At the end of the day, you know what it was? Is that they were not pursuing their own legend. They weren't doing their own thing. They were pointing at somebody else. And that's easy to do. That's easy. That's not for you. It's not for you. It's not for me. It's not really for us at all. You know, we get to choose. See, the cool thing is that your life changes right now. Because now you've been exposed to an idea that you can change it all based upon where you spend your time. How are you spending your time? And what do you pay your attention to? Show me anybody, and I can tell you in about 5 minutes conversation what they've been spending their time doing and what they've been paying their attention to. It's a transaction. They bought it. They bought this angst or this worry or this heartache or this grudge or whatever. They bought it. Through the years, they purchased it over time, every time, not taking their thoughts captive and really and going, I could think anything I want right now. And I have a certain amount of time on this go around on this planet. And so maybe I should concentrate on things that are uplifting and joyous. And so that my life would reflect such a thing, right? But instead, nah, you know, what can we believe me, we all know there's plenty of things that we can point to and complain about. But unless we're focused on the solution when we're identifying the problems, then all that is destructive. It can definitely be, we definitely want to know if there's an issue that can be rectified, solved, or made better. But that's the focal point. That's the focus. That's the attention, right? And so you, right now, this moment, this minute, right now, breathe this moment in, right now, with me. Just breathe. Hold it. Hold it. Keep on holding. Keep on holding. Okay. Go ahead and breathe. Now, here's the question for you. What if I had told you that indefinitely you weren't just compelled by my suggestion to hold your breath, but you actually were unable to breathe for the next 15 minutes? Or maybe 1 minute and 50 seconds. Or maybe even for some 15 seconds, right? But I'll tell you what, it brings your consciousness to the understanding that, wow, that breath right there, this one, that was pretty important. It's not like we can just skip a whole lot of those and just keep on trucking. Nope, you need those. And guess what? That is the conglomeration, that is the coalescence of all of the most incredible miracles your mind could possibly imagine. It is beyond comprehension how many miracles take place every single time you take a breath. Yep, the one right there, that was no less miraculous than this one coming up right now. And it continues. And it's glorious, isn't it? What a joy. So in the midst of the what could be argued that there's enormous fear in the world, we should be focused on something fearful, right? And that comes on all sides of the camp. You realize, there's a certain camp that I am on, but there's and a lot of camps in between. But some people you should be afraid of some mysterious thing that floats in the air that you can't see, feel, taste, touch, smell, nothing. It's just be afraid. And the other ones are hey, y'all should be afraid of the people that tell you that you should be afraid of this other thing. Either way, be afraid. It's okay, well, I do, have a certain leaning as far as those geopolitical circumstances are concerned or whatever, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter because that's not the thing. The thing is, envision like a huge bazaar, right? People selling wares all over the place, just as big as you could possibly imagine. Biggest stadium you ever seen, just full with all the different, places. Now, envision that none of them speak the same language and they're all trying to transact business. Yeah, it's called a mitote. And so for us to go down there into the chaos and try and battle it out and say, hey, I'm right about what you should be afraid of, that doesn't solve anything. Because there's two ends of the spectrum, right? Fear, leading to the mitote, and worse. And then love. And love is freedom, peace, joy, exhilaration, happiness, splendor, majesty, all the greatest things, that your heart could ever hope for. All the intangibles that they don't advertise those a whole lot, do they? No, because it's tough to, anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. But the point is that those are the things, the intangibles. That's wherein you find your success, your zest for life, your thrive, your flow, what it is you're born for, what are you made for. It was decades that I didn't contemplate these questions. I didn't even contemplate these questions. What am I here for? That was so foreign. It was like, what job will give me the most money? It doesn't even matter. Like, way down on the list was how much I dreaded going to work, how much I loathed doing what I did, how much it grated on my soul to just keep suppressing my heart and not doing anything I was passionate about and just kind of eking by so I could maybe, figure out how to get a vacation. Until one day happened. Until one day. And the catalyst for you will be different than anybody else, but it's a joyous thing. No matter how much of a pressure cooker it is for you in the situation you might be in, it is infinitely easier for you to go through that difficulty if you emerge on the other side really, really passionate about your life, doing what you care about. It's worth it. No matter what it is, it's worth it. It's worth it. And I know that it might seem bleak and hard and crazy sometimes and like you don't understand, it was like this or that. Well, you know what? Absolutely, you're right. Inherently, by the nature of life, I could never know what your life was exactly like, right? But we've all had heartaches, what we considered to be. But when we look back, maybe we see and we find that they were actually pretty enormous blessings a lot of times. Even the most horrific tragedies. I know, as crazy as that sounds, I know. And in the midst of it, it certainly never seems that way. But regardless of what circumstances come our way, the one thing is never removed from our ability, and that is choice. We get to choose. We get to choose what we focus on in a situation. If whatever, a devastation occurred, at least there's something else to find, to focus attention on and pour energy into and find delight in. Otherwise, well, what's the point? You might as well exit if all will be lost from here on out, right? These are just meandering thoughts as I think about your best life. Man, I can't wait. There's a fella that I told about what I was doing. This was nearly 6 years ago now. I mentioned to him this plan I had set forth, live my dreams, man. And he says to me, wow, man. He looks, kind of stares off into space for a minute, comes back to, and he goes, I wish I could do what you're doing, bro. Man, but I can't go do that. I only have 19 years left until I get my pension. Let that sink in a minute. 19 years left means he had exactly 1 year into his job. And he was prepared to sacrifice 19 more in order to get a sum of money, essentially. And attaboy and a pat on the back. Probably not even a gold watch from that one, right? May I ask you, what's your life worth? What is the value that you assess to your life? And what do you want to showcase to your kids, to those that you care about and that you love? Where's the, one of my favorite lines from any song is, I want to see how big your brave is. As cheesy as that might sound, my girls love that song, and I also love it. And I do want to know, and that includes me. How big is my brave? How big is our brave? How big can we get at it, go for it? And mount up. Regulators, mount up. It was a clear black night. Some of you guys know what that's about. But this is the most important moment. The most important moment. Because right now, you get to choose. Right this moment. You know? And it's not as though that privilege, right, power will be withheld from you in the future, nor has it ever been withheld from you in the past. It's just that now you are consciously aware that your life can change immediately. And I'll tell you a quick story to illustrate this point.